Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. Here I am in another week for our weekly check-in as we move into this week's fast. And I've got laid out in front of me some things that we're going to take a look at here in just a minute that will show you some of the things that I'm going to eat as I get into this week's fast. I welcome you wherever you're joining us from, whether you are on LinkedIn or Twitch, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. And then of those of you who are visiting us from lots of different places, welcome to our space. Quick shout out to the folks in Atlanta, Berean, and shout out to the folks from Riverside. That's right. Hey, welcome. So go ahead and drop in the comments, drop in the chat where you're joining us from, so that we know that where you are. We've got folks I know in Korea, we've got folks in the Netherlands, we've got folks, of course, all around the country here in the United States, um, from Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania. We've got some folks from Carolinas and the DMV area, of course, Georgia, California, and I can't name everyone, but wherever you're from, go ahead and just drop that in the chat because we'd love to welcome you and say hello to you as we continue talking today. So I've got laid out in front of me, like I said, the stuff that I'm going to put together. As you know, we do a fast once a week, and I usually start my fast right after my team meeting here on Tuesdays. And we just finished our meeting just a little while ago. And I'm in here getting ready to eat. One of the things that I do want to talk about is those are changes that you see on the YouTube channel and on the website. On the YouTube channel, we've kind of streamlined that now to allow you to be able to jump in right away and to get started. So when you get to the YouTube channel, all the videos that we've done, and we've done over 2,100 videos now to date, they're all still on the channel, but when you get to that main page, you'll see two playlists. One is called Start Here, right? Start Here, Reverse Diabetes and Reclaim Your Health is what it's called. But the first words are start here. And so this is the place if you're looking to jump in, if you're looking to get started, if you want to know what's the path I should be on to improve my health, reverse my diabetes, and increase my likelihood of getting off of medications and getting rid of my all those metabolic system or metabolic symptoms and improving your health, that's where you would start. There is a PDF that goes along with that you can download by going to into the description of the playlist, and you'll see that link there, or you can go directly to dwainwoodemd.com and you scroll down past the introductory and welcome video that I do, and on the left side there's one that says download free PDF. You can get that either there or you can get it from the YouTube channel. The second playlist that you'll see on the channel is one that says this week's video. So the videos that we do this week, as you are coming to the channel, as you're joining the community, if you want to know, hey, what are they talking about this week? What's going on this week? What are the topics? What are the things that are happening? And you just want to jump in and get started for this week, you would start with that playlist that says this week's videos on limitless living with Dr. Dwain Woode. So both of those things are available there, and they're designed to streamline your hopping in and getting started right away as we are moving through this space of being successful metabolically. We also, on the YouTube channel, if you scroll past those two, so you have the welcome video from me, you'll see the two sections for the playlist and for the PDF. You can download the free PDF, but right below that, you'll see the toolbar, and you'll see that button that says find out more. This is the Limitless Accelerator that we've been talking about that we launched last week, actually launched on the 1st, so that the things that we're doing, the things that we're here, if you're interested in installing that as a permanent fixture in your life, if you are interested in how do I make sure that the things I'm learning continue to stick so that I am continuing to improve, the Limitless Accelerator is where you want to be. That is our program that's there that allows you and allows us to work together to put all this stuff in place so that it's not trying something now and then falling off the bandwagon or doing something else and falling back. It is, how do we install this as a permanent fixture in our lives so that we continue to get the benefit that we need in pushing us forward in our management of our metabolic disease. Okay, so all of that's there, and you can get to the website, you can get to the YouTube channel and do that. Now, one thing, the YouTube channel, even though all the videos are not on the main page, they're still there. So if you're interested in finding out more information about more about fasting, more about balanced bites, more about food noise, more about the difference between appetite and hunger. All of those videos are still there. And as you're moving through that Start Here playlist, they will make reference for them. Then you can go back and you can search through the channel and find those other lists that you might be looking for. I see some of our community members out there. Hey, Cornelia, Cornelia, what's going on? Cornelia is one of our community members. Glad that you are able to join us and come through. Um, and Cornelia, we need to talk. I want to do a quick conversation with you about the community. So we'll need to connect with each other. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we're doing in terms of food. So as you know, on a weekly basis, we do a fast. And those of you who have been following us, we start our fast on Tuesday afternoon after my meeting, and our fast goes through into the rest of the week. If you're new to us, our fasting is designed to be a reset of our metabolism. It's designed to be a space where we are allowing the body to begin healing. And so we provide that space on a weekly basis so the body can begin doing what it needs to do as we're eating better, exercising, getting good rest, dealing with our emotions, connecting socially, connecting spiritually. All of those things are things that we need to do, and fasting allows the space for us to be able to do that so that we can get the biggest benefit that we need in terms of our health. Okay, so we do that fasting. If you are fasting with us, if you're fasting with us, you're starting today, I want to know what you're eating. I want you to know what you're eating for your last meal as we move into the fasting space. And we'll show you what we're eating here in a minute. If you've been fasting, right? So you've been fasting, and your this is your time to come join us. I want you to drop new. If you've not fasted with us before, I want you to put new. Not new that you're new to the channel, not new that you're new to the community, but this is the first time. Actually, you know what? Don't put new. Don't put new. Let's change that. Let's go ahead and put first time. Right, first time. Let's just type that out. So this is your first time fasting. Go ahead and put first time, because we're going to be using uh, the other stuff for something else. If you're going to be fasting with us today, of course, we want to put one. Fasting with us tomorrow, put a two. The next day, a three, and then a T if you're fasting with us for the entire time. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to switch around my camera so you get to see some of the things I have here prepared that we're going to put together. We're not gonna eat. Well, I was going to say we're not going to eat all of this, but who knows? The plan is not to eat all of it, but all right. So let's get this up, and all right. So let's see. We're going to do this camera. All right. So here we have, this is from a local restaurant, and one of the reasons that I do my fast after our team meetings, because on Tuesdays they bring in food, and so I want you to see that we can create a meal from lots of different things that we have. And so let's see. Let me grab. So in here, let me grab my fork so I can point to some of those things. And so this is we got some Brussels sprouts in here. We've got salmon. I think that's some sesame seeds on the salmon right there, right? The Brussels sprouts, and there is rice under there. But of course, we won't be dealing with the rice. And then there we've got some peppers, so some yellow peppers, some red peppers. What else do we have under there? I think that's it, right? And of course, the salmon. Now, the Brussels sprouts I may not eat because one of the other team members said that they were sweet. Okay, so they look good, they smell good. So we'll see what we're doing there in a minute. And then I went down to the cafeteria, and so this is a salad that I put together. And this salad has broccoli, got cherry tomatoes. There's some cucumbers right in here. We've got banana peppers. We've got sunflower seeds, of course, cheese that's right there. And right below all of that, there's some lettuce. And this is pepper jack cheese, some cubes that I got. And I think that's all that's in this salad. I don't think I put anything else in there. And then down in the cafeteria, because I wasn't sure what we were having over here, so I got this salad. And then they had some chicken. This is baked chicken breast. And then this is, they call it Salisbury steak, but it's actually a hamburger patty. So they took out, and I think they not sure what they did to it, but there it is. So let's kind of walk through this again. And the idea, whenever we're talking about food, is we're talking about how do we eat food that is in keeping with our balanced bite idea. And so balanced bite says, well, let's go ahead and do this first. I'm going to take the salmon, right? Because I want this. I'm going to use the salmon, and I'm just going to bring that over. Of course, I can't. It's breaking up. I'm going to bring that over to the salad. And so what I'm doing is I'm creating my last meal from what I have. Okay, so I brought the salad over, and I think I'm gonna try some of these vegetables. Let's just go ahead and just pop some of that up here if I can get it up. And for me, the reason I am not using the rice is because for me, the rice really does cause a big spike in my blood sugar. And so I've learned that. And so I don't eat a lot of rice now. Now at one point I ate, man, if you looked at my plate, all there was like rice and meat. Carbs and meat. Okay, so that's what we'll do there. And I think I'm going to also grab a piece of this chicken. Okay. So we started out with three things. And so now I'm going to get rid of this and push that off to the side. I'm going to get rid of this, push that one off to the side. And so what we're left with now is this salad with the protein that we have. So let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about our balanced bites idea. So balanced bites is what we eat, how we eat. And so in here, whole foods. And for the most part, a lot of this is whole foods. The dressing is processed, and the cheese, of course, that's in there, um, would be considered whole food. Will be considered non-whole foods. Minimize processing. Once again, the salad dressing, the cheese, um, the chicken didn't look like they did a whole lot of processing on that. The salmon, of course, it was cooked, so I don't think they did any processing there. No added sugar. The only thing here that would have added sugar is the dressing, and I didn't bring any extra dressing, so we're gonna eat this just as is. Lean protein, right? So we've got our chicken and we've got our fish, and healthy fats. So healthy fats, we've got cheese that's under there, and of course some fats in the dressing. Starchy, non-starchy vegetables. Not a whole lot of non-starchy vegetables in our space, and tasty and flavorful. I'm sure this tastes great. And then the other one would be make sure that we have the appropriate portion sizes. And so that is where we are right now in terms of what we're going to eat. And this is the meal that we've created based on what we had available to us. All right, we got the salmon, we got the chicken, and we've got the salad that's down below that. All right, so let me do this. We're going to come back to you, and this is where I sometimes will have my challenge. So let's do this. So hang in there, y'all. Don't go anywhere. Okay, are you still there? All right, so let's go ahead. I guess we'll stay here and we'll talk. um, so as we're talking about the food that we're eating, one of the important things that I want to point out is that well, let's see. Cornelia says, let's see, what does she say there? She says, my last meal is salad with grilled chicken from Chipotle. Your meal looks delicious. Thank you. Thank you. The other reason that I do this at the end of my meeting is that I want you to see that you can be in any space and you can still create a meal that is in keeping with our balanced bites idea. Okay. So even sometimes people will say to me, well, I am not, um, they say to me, well, I'm not in a space where I can eat well. And so my comment to them is wherever you are, you can still find things to eat and you get to make the choice. Now, one of the ideas behind balanced bites is not that it is a perfect, right? So you don't have to be perfect in the list, but you have to be mindful that that is the list. And so you want to always be in the space where you are making sure you are looking at the things that you have available and making the best possible decision about what you're going to eat. Because if you're not paying attention, you end up eating in a way that is not consistent with what you say you want and where you say you want to be. All right. Okay. So once again, welcome for those of you who are with us. This is what my meal is today. We just created this out of some of the things that I had available to me just a little while ago. And that's it right there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And we are right now about to start our fast once we eat this meal. If you're fasting with us today, go ahead and put a 1. If you're fasting with us tomorrow, put a 2. Fasting the next day, put a 3. And of course, if you are fasting for the entire time, go ahead and put a T in the comments. Let us know that, hey, you're going along for the entire fast. We fast for an entire, we fast for 72 hours, and our goal is to fast from all calorie containing substances. So, no calorie containing substances. So, that's the goal. And our goal is to get into ketosis and to allow our bodies to begin the process of healing and recovery. So, remember, fasting is designed as a reset. All right, so this is the meal that we've just created. We've got some salmon, we've got our chicken, and our salad that's below there. One of the reasons I use the salad, I think I've mentioned this to you before, is that I use the salad as a way of um, making sure I'm getting good bulk. The salad helps with bulk. It allows me to get that stretch. Remember that our hunger hormones work on stretch. And so when our stomach is stretched, then the ghrelin goes down and it says, hey, I don't have to eat that much. And so when I eat a salad, it allows me to get that stretch. It also gives me fiber, which blunts the absorption of carbs. It also gives me some nutrients. It gives me some hydration. So lots of different things that the salad does for me as I prepare for the fast. And it helps me to keep my blood sugars relatively stable, right? So I don't get a whole lot of spikes. And Cornelia is there. Cornelia says that she's fasted with us for the entire time. Hey, Cornelia, glad that you're there. And I am, y'all, still trying to figure out how to get this camera turned back so you could see me. Right now, you're seeing the food, which is great. There we go. All right, so that's our meal. That's our meal right now. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, and I just finished doing a talk with my team on food noise, on food noise. And food noise is that dialogue that goes on inside of us that is affected either by internal or external stimuli. That's our food noise. Do you know there are people who they wake up in the morning and from the time they wake up they're thinking about what they're going to be eating for that day? They're thinking about what they're going to have for breakfast. They're thinking about what they're going to have for lunch, what they're going to have for supper, what they're going to have for a snack. Now, we're traveling coming up here in another little over a week. We're going to be doing some traveling. And one of the things that happened was I went to the grocery store and wasn't thinking about the trip really, but I started picking up some things, right? So I was got a bottle of peanuts. I got some chips. I got some cheese. And so I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? And you know what I was doing? I was preparing for snacking on the way. I was preparing for snacking on the trip. And we do that a lot, right? So we think about the things that are at your house that you end up snacking on. Why were those things there in the first place? Those things were there because you purchased them, you bought them because you were preparing for snacking. And I've said this before, one of the things that we'll need to do is come back and do a meal or do a show where we talk about snacking. And we've not spent a lot of time doing that yet. But is there a physiologic reason for snacking? Now, with some of our type 1 diabetics or kids, some of our younger patients, we have them do snacks because if we don't do that, then they tend to go low. But if we're controlling blood sugars, right? And particularly for type 2s and people who are not diabetic, who are not on medication that's causing insulin spikes, then there's no reason for snacking. That's a whole other conversation for us to have. But we'll talk more about that. So that is what is going on with my food. That is, let's see if I can. It's still on my back camera, y'all, and I can't get that to change back for some reason. So if you're out there, you know how to change that, just send me a message real quick. But yeah, so snacking. And so I was preparing for snacking. And what is the reason for snacking? Right? So we snack when we're bored, we snack when we're trying to stay awake, like I'm planning to go on this trip. We snack when we want to distract ourselves from some emotion that we're feeling, when we want to distract ourselves from some obstacle, some problem, either you're doing a project and the things aren't going quite well, or you just need to get a break from that. So we snack for these different reasons. And the whole idea, though, is that if we are able to um, find other ways to deal with those situations, then there is no snacking that is needed. Now, you guys are not going to see me, but I think I'm going to go ahead and at least start getting some of this, right? Some of this in me. Mm. And so the salmon, y'all, has a little sweet taste to it. I'm not sure what they put on it, but it's not very sweet, but it does have a that's kind of sweet taste to it. So if my blood sugar goes up, I was thinking the tomatoes would do it, but probably the salmon as well. And remember, I didn't do any of the Brussels sprouts because I was already told that that was sweet. Mm, delicious. It is good though. It has a sweet taste to it, but it is good. Which is why it has a sweet taste to it, right? All right, let me have some of this. So this video, going back to our YouTube channel, will show up in the list under this week's videos. So make sure if you're pointing people to the channel to look at the videos for this week's videos is where you want to send them. So the last several weeks, we've been talking about our new series, our new series called Play Your Own Game. And so last night we did our third show in that series. And it was a very interesting conversation. If you didn't see that, go ahead and watch that. It's in this playlist for this week as well. But we talked about success, redefining what success means when it comes to our health. And we talked about those inner criteria, or those inner wins that we sometimes neglect and ignore, because we spend time chasing the numbers, which are important, right? So numbers are important. A1C is important. Blood sugar average is important. Weight is important. So all is important, but we spend time chasing the number without understanding what the number is, what the number means, and without really adjusting the driving force behind the sustainable change that we're looking for, which is us. All right. So if we are not okay, then the numbers will not be okay. And so your goal is, while we're chasing that number, well, let me back up. Our goal is not to chase that number. Our goal is to live in a way that's consistent with our values, that helps us achieve that number and makes it sustainable. Otherwise, we lose weight today, we pick it back up tomorrow. Or the blood sugars are good this week, and we don't know what we did, and so next week they're out of range again. So we don't want that. We want consistent, sustainable change, so that we can continue doing the things we need to do when it comes to our health. This is delicious. This is delicious. I hope you're enjoying it with me. So once again, balanced bites, whole foods, no added sugar, minimize processing. So let's go through those. So whole foods, for the most part, whole foods. The dressing is not whole food. The cheese is not whole food. So that's about it. No added sugar. The salmon had some sweet something on it. So I think that's what I think. It has something on it. But it is what I have. Now I could have chosen, and let me go ahead and bring that over. Once again, I could have chosen to eat the Salisbury steak. I did take some of the chicken, but I haven't eaten it yet. And then remember the things I left off. So here's what the meal looked like to begin with. So the salmon was here, and so I decided not to eat the rice. The Brussels sprouts I'm not going to eat because I was told by one of my team members that it's sweet. So there's some kind of sweetener on there. And then the salad I had created from downstairs from the cafeteria. So what I did was I transferred the salmon from here to here. I took a piece of the chicken here. I did do some of these, and I'm gonna actually have some more of these peppers. Those are delicious, by the way. I'm gonna have some. All right, so we created this meal out of the combination of things that we had access to. And so that's the plan. Or not the plan. That's what we've done so far. This is a meal that we're eating, and I am pretty much full right now. I'm gonna have a couple more of these pieces of. I love the banana peppers, and then the sunflower seeds gives it a nice little crunch. So that's good. And then I'm a cheeseaholic, and I love pepper jack cheese. I like pepper jack cheese. So notice I didn't do a lot of the tomatoes because those will spike my sugar. So join us tomorrow as we continue this journey in this week's fast. If you're joining us for the first time in the fast, I want you to go ahead and put first time in the first time. Not if you're joining the channel for the first time, but if you're joining us as a fasting, and if you're joining us in the fast, put first time. If you're joining us today, but you've been doing that with us, go ahead and put one. That's for today. For tomorrow, go ahead and put a two. You have some of these cucumbers. For the third day, put a three because we do a 72-hour fast, by the way. And of course, if you're doing the entire fast like Cornelia, go ahead and put a T because we would love to walk along with you. All right. And there you have it. My last meal prior to our fast. And you got a chance to see the whole meal because you didn't see me much except for the beginning. But that is what we're doing right now. Okay. So thank you for coming through. I'm always excited when you're here. Um, join me as we continue walking through this week together in this week's fast. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here we educate, we empower, and we encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. So go live a limitless life, and we will see you in the digital streets. We'll see you in our check ins. Have a great one, everybody. Bye bye.